Hey, what's up guys? This is Dan, otherwise known as Crazy Bad Cuber, and I'm going to bring you a timed solve on my new Megamorphix that I received. This is an extremely rare puzzle, and it is the hardest puzzle that I've ever tried to solve before because it acts like a super cube, and there's only 4 colors, but it acts like a 6-sided cube as well. And what I mean by that is you can see on the centerpieces here that some stickers have 2 colors on them. And so every center actually has 2 colors. And you have to place these pieces in a specific order in order to solve the cube. And because it's an even layered cube, you don't have anything in the center to tell you what side is what color. So you really have to know your color scheme, and good thing for me that I have a good memory and I'm able to memorize my color scheme very easily. As you can see, I am doing my centers, and the centers are a bit tricky, like I said, if you don't know your color scheme. However, because I do, it's a little bit easier, and I'm working on my second to last center here now. And the thing is that you're going to be left with one center, and the pieces in the center aren't going to be in place. And you can't just put them anywhere because you can angle your center 4 different ways, right? So what you have to do is what I'm doing right now, which is putting in my bottom corners. What that's going to do is leave the top 4 corners for me to look at. So what I want the top 4 corners to look like is I want to have one in the place where it's supposed to be, orientated. It doesn't matter if it's permutated properly, but it needs to be orientated. And I need to have one that's correct and the other 3 that are incorrect. And the reason for that is because you can't have 2 pieces that are correct and 2 pieces that are incorrect. That's just a parity that doesn't happen on cubic puzzles. And because it acts like a cubic puzzle, you can't solve it if you have that parity. So what you do is you align them, your corners, so you know how to place your center. And as you can see, I've just placed my last center. So I went through that pretty quickly. And now I'm doing my edges. And the way I'm going to do my edges on here is the same that I do on any 4x4, which is 6 cycle switching. So I'm going to slice, I'm going to set up 3 cases. So when I do one slice, it completes 3 edges at once. And then I'm going to, as I take those completed edges out, I'm putting in pieces to set up 3 more. So when I slice back, it will make 3 more. And the easy thing about this puzzle, which makes edge pairing very, very fast, is that there's 3 edges of each piece that look exactly the same. So it's very, very fast to find pieces. It's not a problem at all. So after this section here, you're left basically with a master Morphix, which is the 3-layered Morphix puzzle. And it's just the reduction method, just like we do on any puzzle. So here I think I'm done my edge pairing already. So now I'm going to align all of the centers so all the colors face each other. And after this, I will be putting in edge pieces. So I'm pretty sure here I can see that I'm working on the yellow and green side, and I've already got 3 of them in, and now I'm looking for my 4th piece, and now I've got it in. So now I'm going to put in the corners, because what that is basically the bottom cross. And I complete the cross on top on this puzzle, and then I put the bottom in. I think I do have a little bit of trouble here with placing the edges in. I try to do F2L as much as possible. As you can see, I just pointed at the cube, and I'm just telling myself the colors that I'm looking for in my head, because it's so easy to forget what you're doing on this cube because you're paying more attention to your perspective so you don't lose your place. So yeah, like I said here, all I'm doing is I'm just doing 3x3 stuff. It's just, you got to think of it in a different way because of the way that you have to look at the cube. All right, so now I'm just putting in my last edge, and then we'll be working on the last layer, which can be tricky. So here's the last layer, and I'm basically doing 3x3 algorithms here, and I'm trying to look for things like the L pattern that you see on top with the beginner's method, and I'm looking for the line across, and I'm looking for ways to do a soon algorithm as well. Sometimes, so here we are. I just did the soon, and now you can see that 3 are in and 1 are out, which means I have parity. So I have to do the parity algorithm. And it's also known as the Red Bull algorithm, if you've ever seen Super Antonio Vivaldi's page. So I am applying that algorithm now, and it is taking the parity out. It did take a little bit of practice to be able to maintain my perspective, to be able to do the parity at a fast pace. Now, what you're left with when you do that is the center being rotated. Now, I had 2 options. I could either re-scramble the top here, which I am doing, and getting it back to a proper top shape, Or I could have just applied a T permutation twice, and that would rotate the center for me. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's not. I really look at the way, like whichever corners I have in front of me, because of the finger tricking is very difficult for that. So now, as you can see, I basically have just 2 corners that I have to permutate. So I'm going to rotate those in using standard beginner stuff. I didn't even know that this way existed until I watched Super Antonio Vivaldi's method for this. So I'm not taking any credit actually for the method for solving this. I did learn from him. I'm a speed cuber as well, so I use some speed cubing, I don't know, tactics you would say. And as you can see, I am done the puzzle. And there we go. So 5:41.39, that's my best time ever, to be honest. That was a pretty good time for me, and I hope that you had fun watching my video, and I will see you next time.